Free audio morning brief for the U.S. stock market, Rich Positive Critical Point, Thursday, April 17th, 9:43 a.m. Eastern Time. A quick warning, I'm probably going to shut down the Podbean.com site related to Critical Point, and so your Podbean app will not find my show, and I'm probably going to shut that down Monday. This may be the last free market update. Maybe I'll kick another one out tomorrow, weekend, don't know yet. But please let everyone know to find me. They need to go to criticalpointpod.com. Sign up for the subscriptions. There's also some free things. I've launched the blog side of things, and I even got a monthly newsletter called Notes from an Applicant that had been inside of a professional type of communication. Now it's public, okay? All right, at any rate, update. Level 4 top in the stock market is likely in place, but the market could bounce later today, even in tomorrow for that level 4. That's intra-week fluctuations. Believe the bottom was placed yesterday. It could get a little mixed and fuzzy. Maybe it bottoms now, maybe it tops a little later today. But I don't think that any kind of level 4 bounce can really work that well. I think the market actually wants to go lower into next week. And I think the future level 4s are going to have a bearish bias. So I'm not expecting much out of this potential bounce. It may not even work, and it just goes lower. Now, as we zoom out, all of that's going to fit inside of a level 3 trend. That's your once a month downtrend, okay? Kind of like a monthly sell signal. Believe the highest price of this week was a level 3 top. Believe the trend is down into next week. The following week, the market could drop severely by large amounts. Unfortunately, there's other studies saying, no, it'll probably just drop somewhat, okay? So it's all over the map, but the bias is to be bearish into next week. As I zoom out to still larger trends, there's a possibility we've got a level 2 top in place. I've called it, I'm on the clock, the model's on the clock, but I can be early by a couple of weeks, meaning it might go down the next week, bounce up higher, and I think the following week, and then down, okay? But there's also a possibility a couple of weeks from now when it bounces, it won't bounce as high as this week or last week and down. And so I'd rather be early rather than late. I've made the call. The reason is the level 2 trend ought to be down into May, June, early July, and it could be down huge amounts. This could be a real disaster coming, and yet it can be maybe just a little bit lower than the current lowest price of this year. It's all over the map because the news, the information, the data is just all over the map, the tables, the charts, whatever you want. There's all kinds of possibilities, but it's more negative, bearish, pessimistic possibilities than optimistic or good kind of stuff, okay? Now, this level 2 down move is a leg down of since February when it was down and then recently up and then down again. But if you zoom out, that entire up move or down move from February to now should extend lower into May, June, July. That's the level 1 trend, the most important kind of trend during a year, most important kind of trend during bear markets, and we are in a bear market, okay? Now, this bear market may not end till October. We can get some huge up moves along the way, only to see it all the way back down and lower still. We could see the stock market crash in 60% this year. We can have a miniature 1929 scenario of 60% down instead of 89% down. We can have a 2000s Y2K.com blowout of 50% down, or maybe a miniature version of it. We can have a version of 1987 crash, version of 2020's crash, something similar, okay? So it's all over the map. I think we need to put it down 30% off the record high, and then we'll start looking to maybe shop a little bit, see what can go on. I'm optimistic for 26, 27. I got to be bearish now into October with the idea the stock market might bottom ahead of the economy and might bottom as soon as May, June for that long term. Throw it all together, I just have to still be bearish into May, June, regardless if it's going down a small amount or large amount. Interest rates, I think, can move higher into June. I think the inflation won't get higher till later this year and on, and then rising interest rates. If we're going to recession, I don't think it shows up till late this year and may last in early next, but the stock market could still bottom by October. It could bottom ahead of a bottom in a recession. And we don't have to go to a recession, but it could be a sizable decline coming in the economy. The data is kind of delayed and slow, and I don't trust the government telling us an honest picture because Republicans, Trump, own the government. Okay? Bottom line, though, is I think we're going to get some bad data coming here. And ideally, even if you don't believe in that price fluctuation down in May, June, consider it also shows us a period of time to expect more bad news than good news. And that may be the greater value and greater accuracy, but that's just how it works out. All right, I think the upside's very limited here, and we got some problems coming. So that's your update. This might be the final free update. I don't know. Maybe I'll put another one out tomorrow over the weekend. But like I say, I think on Monday, I'm shutting down the Critical Point Podbean.com. It's actually criticalpoint.podbean.com. The company behind that is podbean.com. I'm shutting down that account, that business arrangement, and probably will do that on Monday. And I'm just giving a few last minutes free updates and asking everyone, go to criticalpointpod.com. That's the new website. You'll find some free stuff. You'll find the better stuff, of course, is locked up. I have 3 different subscriptions. If you can get by with less information, you actually have a lower price subscription. You get 60 days free trial. That's almost unheard of in this industry. And then I've activated the blog site. I have a PDF newsletter called Notes from a Napkin that I think you'll find interesting. But those subscriptions are where you're going to get the signals and the greater detailed information. Get on board, let everybody else know, criticalpointpod.com. Get over there, because where you're getting this information right now, it's going away probably as of Monday. Past results, not necessarily indicative future results. Have a great day, and thank you for being a follower, more so a subscriber.